I get supremely irritated whenever I see those videos like, oh, the men want to be the girls, the men want to be the girls. The men want to go back to the times when it was obvious and overt that men were on top, and women have been deluded. I think because we've grown up in a time where it's normal and expected to see women in the workforce with their own money, able to get their own credit cards, able to make independent choices for themselves. And when women are not able to do so, and women are not well represented in any particular industry or...
Just quick question. I want to know, when has there ever been a time where men are not on top? Men, as far as I know, are still on top. Men run the society you live in that you complain so much about, while having all these things that are built, created, and maintained by men.
When women are dealing with sexism, we know how to call that out. Like, any woman of today can look at the lack of women in STEM and be like, okay, like, that is a result of sexism, cultural attitudes that push boys into STEM and tell girls that they won't be good at it. And
this is the biggest crock of crap that I've ever heard somebody say. Feminists always often claim that the reason girls don't go into STEM is because they're not pushed towards it, that the men are pushed towards STEM and women are not, even though there are thousands of programs at this point in the United States that are trying to push women to get into STEM fields, but women aren't interested. In Sweden, I believe, or in one of the Nordic countries, I can't remember which one it is, which is one of the most equal societies in terms of, men and women being equal. Women still, for some reason, in those countries where the equality index is like very high, tend to still skew towards more what you would call traditionally feminine roles, right? They still go into teaching, they still go into caring, office jobs. They don't want to do the hard jobs, the hard labor that men are doing. Why is it that women can't accept the fact that men and women are biologically different and we are driven by different things? You want to be equal, and yes, you want to be equal in the terms of society, as you have the same rights as I do, but we will never be equal as men and women. And there is nothing wrong with that, because there are things that women are inherently good at, and there are things that men are inherently good at. For example, me as a man, I could never do the greatest thing a woman can do, which is give birth.